Good sweet morning, YouTube! Good sweet morning, YouTube! My name is Alex Bensinger, and I've built a career as a professional videographer in the Kansas City area using skills that I taught myself on the internet. I do work for some of the nation's largest and most respected brands, and I've learned a thing or two along the way. One of those things is how to edit videos in a compelling way, which is what I'm going to teach you today. Take a little look at the example shot here. This is what we're going to be creating today in post-production. Today we're going to show you how to take some clips, put them with music, make them awesome and make them flow, and that's it. There's so many other things that you can do with video, but we're going to make it awesome, we're going to make it flow, and I'm going to teach you a few tricks. They're going to be super tight. Stay tuned. So I've actually already gotten my footage. Tip number one when you're shooting your video is shoot it in slow motion. For this style of video, slow motion goes so far, it goes such a long way. These same principles I'm about to teach you can be applied using a normal frame rate. However, I obviously recommend that you shoot it in as slow of a frame rate as your camera can possibly allow, and you're gonna see the results. Next, and this is kind of like a textbook film school thing, but you're gonna wanna be shooting in shot sequences. Now, what are shot sequences? Shot sequences are series of videos that go from wide to tight. They allow you essentially to tell a story through just your shooting. And here's how it works. By sequencing through wide, medium, and tight shots as you're shooting, you're getting the whole scene, you're getting the whole picture. Wide shots tell you where everything is, tells you the setting. Medium shots really tell you what's going on, what interactions are happening, what should I be focusing in on. And then the tight shot is really where the magic happens. This has also been referred to as the hands shot because commonly when you're getting tight shots and zooming very far in on your scene, you're going to be zooming in on their hands and what they're doing. And that's the tight shot. And then if you go back in your editing software and then order wide, medium, tight, wide, medium, tight, wide, medium, tight, wide, medium, tight, you will be telling a proper story in your video. Bet you didn't know that. Shoot at sunrise or sunset for extra bonus points because that's called golden hour, and golden hour is just the best time to get footage. Now I have 3 rules for you before you even start editing, and you need to listen up because they're important. Rule number 1 is don't let a shot hold for more than 4 seconds. And one of those things that you can do to keep your video interesting is to let the shots roll. Get a ton of content, get a ton of footage, wide, medium, tight, and then go back in your editing software and make sure no shots are on the screen for more than 4 seconds. For more than 4 seconds. That'll keep things moving, that'll keep people interested in your video, and, well, makes it more interesting to watch. Tip number 2, don't use cheesy transitions. Don't do any of this whoosh, whoosh, whoa, that one was cool. Okay, that one was cool. I'm just kidding, don't use that one. The transitions that are built into the editing software are overused. They're overused. And really, they have no place in your film or production. And rule number 3 is choose good music. Now, very important step here. Choosing a song is such a big part in making a video compelling because if it doesn't jive with you, the creator, then it's probably not going to look very good in the end. It's got to be something that's got a little bit of beat to it, that's got a little bit of soul to it. And a lot of the music on the internet these days doesn't have beat or soul. Now there's something you can do here, and I'm going to show you here on my computer what can be done. This is a website called artlist.io. Artlist.io is essentially a website that has a collection of different songs for you to use in your videos. And the reason that this music website is better than other music websites, well, there's 2 reasons actually. Reason number 1 is that you only have to pay 1 time per year. On different websites, say themusicbed.com, shutterstock.com, etc., you have to pay $50 to $200 per music license that you use for your videos. Now that adds up quickly and it kind of makes you, and the second reason I like this platform so much is all of the songs are dope. They're well put together. I would recommend using artlist.io, and you've already paid your yearly subscription fee. It's a pretty good deal. It's a pretty good deal. But yeah, rule number 3, choose good music. Don't mess around with bad music. It's going to make your video bad, and that's a common mistake that a lot of video editors make these days. Okay, now we've gone through how to shoot. We've gone through the rules for editing. Now we're going to actually jump into editing this sucker. Nice, sweet. Okay, we're in the editing software. Now the first thing that I like to do when I start editing my videos is I like to take the music. So we have a music track here. And I like to find a good part of the song. It'll open up in our source monitor here. I'm gonna find a spot where the music jumps in a cool spot. That sounds about right. I hit the I key to mark the in mark, and I'm gonna hit the O key to mark the out point. And then if we just hover over this guy here, we're able to drag this selection right down into the timeline. Okay, hitting the plus key right now to make the timeline a little bit bigger for us. Now this is the big step. This is like the actual trick. This is the one like thing that you need. This trick is what made my video career take off. It's this trick. We take our sweet music and we click on it, just like this. And then the tool that we're gonna use is the marker tool. So we place a marker down on our audio track by hitting the M key. And if you see here down by our timeline, if we hit the M key, a small marker appears, this small green dot here that you see. This is a marker, and if we have this enabled here, snap to grid, we're actually able to take different tracks, drag them in, and have them watch for it, it snaps, it locks on to that marking point. And that's what we're taking advantage of as we're making this video flow to this music. So, how do we process this sound all the way through? Well, we go through and we make a marker at almost every single quarter note in the song. Now, if you're not a music person, that's okay. You can listen to the music and kind of feel the beat for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Play the video and then just tap through it. Tap like this. As you're listening to the song, get a feel for it. Get a feel for the beat. And then you're going to want to take this beat that you're making on the table, and instead of tapping the table, you're going to want to hit the M key. Now watch this. Oh yeah. And you're just going to go through the whole song and do this. We got like 100 markers now. Sweet, now that our markers are in place, we're gonna drag our footage in. Now in Adobe Premiere, I organize my different shots into 3 different categories: wide, medium, and tight. Oh, I don't know if this helps, but who cares? Wide. Now an important step if you're editing in Adobe Premiere Pro is you need to go into your project files, select this icon here on the bottom, the list view, and it will sort out all of your different shots, and it'll let you organize them by frame rate. So here we're organizing our clips by frame rate. Typically when you drag your videos in first, this is not gonna read as 24 seconds. You're gonna have to right click, modify, interpret footage, and then assume frame rate is 24 frames per second. It'll start out here, it'll say that it's 119 frames per second. We filmed it in 119 frames per second. That might say 60 frames per second in your case, or something different. But in this case, we're gonna assume the frame rate is 24 frames per second, and you don't have to go through every single clip and do this. You can select several clips. You can select tons of clips. Right click, modify, interpret footage, assume frame rate is 24 frames per second. That's what we want. Okay, after that footage has been processed, after you've done the select and modify, you'll notice here, when we go back, our wide, medium, and tight shots will play back. Whoa, in slow motion, in slow motion. Here comes the fun part. Wide, medium, tight, wide, medium, tight. We're starting in our wide folder. We're gonna get just a 2-second chunk of these trains coming by, dragging it down in here. And if you look here, these are all of our markers that we made earlier. Awesome sauce. Now this is the easy part. You just take it and you drag it like that. You see how it comes in right at the beat and comes out right at the beat. It's perfect. Our markers are working perfectly. Let's find a medium shot. We went wide, we went medium. Hitting the I key for in, spacebar for play. Whoa! I hit spacebar again. I hit the O key to mark the out point. We have our in marked here and our out marked here. And then if we want to drag in the audio and video, we just click and drag everything down in. But if we don't want this audio clip on here, this annoying, we actually just go back to our selection. And instead of clicking and dragging the video in like that, we just hover over this portion here. It says drag video only, and it'll only drag down the video portion of our selection. Now if you see, I miscalculated that. That is way longer than it needs to be. Dragging that down to that point, and then we'll find a tight shot. Wide, medium, tight. Wide, medium, tight. There's a tight shot. Now that doesn't cover the hands like I talked about earlier, but you know, should be fine. Let's take a look back at these 3 shots, wide, medium, tight, in a row. Oh, it's starting to come together. We're not going to add a fade to the beginning because I kind of want it to pop in. Give that music a little fade out as well. One last thing I'll say before showing you the final product here is you need to be making sure your shots have motion in them. Okay, so what do I mean by motion? Well, that could mean your character is walking across the screen, your subject is moving, or your shot is moving. You can use handheld shots, you can, you know, get around it, but really just like follow the person with the camera and use a tripod, and that'll give you enough movement here. If we use this shot as an example, you can see that I'm playing the video, the portion of the clip that I chose is exactly as his hand is extending. That's the kind of motion that we're looking for, is anything that's gonna make this shot even a little bit more interesting for the 1 second that it's on screen. Just like that, just like that. Now let's take a look at this final puppy all finished. Sweet, you just made a compelling and cool video edit. Feel free to throw some narration on top of that if you want to make it make more sense, which I recommend. I'll make a video later about writing narrations for videos. It's going to be lit. Stay tuned. See the final product? It turned out pretty well. I hope watching this could give you a little bit better of an idea on how I edit videos and how you can create flowing and compelling videos on your own. YouTube, I want you to do a good job. I want you to do awesome. So please leave a comment in the comment section below if there's anything I can help you with. I want to be a resource to you, so leave a comment if you have any questions about anything I talked about today, or if you'd like to be a better video maker in general. I mean, I can help you out in a lot of different ways. Just let me know. Anyway, thank you very much for watching my video today. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content like this. We'll see you next time. Peace out.